You can holler, you can applaud, you can scream, you can do anything you want. I can't hear you anyway.
I'm Kyler Bingham, and you're listening to the Salt Lake Dirt Podcast. Today on the show, we're actually covering Slamdance 2021 virtually. We are talking to Seth Birkan and Jackie Dow, writer and director, respectively, of Now Is Not the Best Time, and it's a comedic web series. Do you like the term web series, or is that cool?
We've been calling it a web series.
Okay,
yeah,
it's a web series, and your episode Half Core is playing at Slamdance this year. So thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I guess I should. When I saw the initial, because I'm getting a lot of screeners right now, and I initially saw kind of the write up, it looked great, but I'm always skeptical when I'm hearing about New York City, because sometimes it's just like, what more can be said? But this was, oh man, it was so refreshing to watch, and it had like this incredible sense of humor about the city itself and just exactly what I had in like going on in my mind. So maybe you two could talk about the genesis for the web series, and how you came to find each other in order to write and direct this great thing.
Yeah, I'll talk about the genesis of the idea. Jackie and I both are not native New Yorkers. We both came to New York in different ways, but we met while at grad school at NYU. Jackie was in the filmmaking graduate program, and I was in the dramatic writing graduate program. And they did one semester of class where the two different programs kind of collaborated, and Jackie and I met in that class. There was a lot of failed partnerships, but ours was one of them that worked, and it's something that we've continued to work with over the years. And we finally got together and had always wanted to do a comedy web series. So this is where Now Is Not the Best Time came in, and we were very happy to work on it. It was very fortuitous timing because we filmed in November of 2019, which was a couple months before things sort of shut down and would have prevented us from filming. And we had been trying to work through our lives and our busy schedules to get to the point where we could make something, and we finally had this really tight window. So we're very thankful that we were able to. And I think the genesis of the idea and kind of what we were going for is exploring New York, but sort of maybe focusing more on these like micro moments that happen in your day. And for us personally, the things that cause us anxiety. And when we talked about it and thought about what we might want to do for different episodes, we kind of came to this idea that when you're thinking about your day, sometimes the things you obsess over are these really small moments that are only important to you. And we kind of wanted to take those and extrapolate them into episodes. And we found Betsy, the lead role, and she was amazing and able to kind of play with these ideas in an amazing way. And for each one, it was kind of just like a small thing that our main character, Alisa, kind of blows out of proportion because she can't get out of her own way because she's fixated on these things, which would pass very quickly if not for her own intervention, making it a lot worse for herself. And that's kind of the through line for all our different episodes.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the New York thing. I mean, New York is the background for so many. It's a setting for so many things. But being anxious actually really helps. Seth and I being anxious people actually really helps with comedy. So yeah, we just kind of took all those moments that are just small things throughout the day, like you lose something on the subway, or you are just trying to take a shot at a local basketball court, and we just brought them to the absolute heightened max level of anxiety or getting in your own way that we could think of.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, so I used to go to New York quite a bit. My aunt and uncle lived in Brooklyn Heights for a few decades, and so I would go out there all the time. And it is, and I'm based in Salt Lake City, so quite different. But there are just like going about your day, even if you're, nothing is planned, just interesting stuff happens along the way where that doesn't really necessarily happen as much in other locations. I'm curious, where are you guys from originally?
I'm from Boston originally. I moved to New York for college. That's from Chicago, but
I
yeah.
was born in South Africa and then moved to Chicago when I was 10, and then New York like 10 years later than that.
Okay, great. No, I mean, like I said, it's so funny, and I was just so disappointed in a good way when it was like wrapping up on the, on my screener, because I was like, oh, God damn it, I want more. It was, and she, like, the lead is, oh my gosh, she is so funny. Where did you where did you find her? Were you friends with her, or how did
She
she come into the picture?
So I was her friend, but I always feel like I should point out that she's like a really legit actress. She was in a Super Bowl commercial, like not just a friend. But she was on an improv team at the Upright Citizens Brigade with my husband for many years. I forget, like I think they were on a team together for like 2 or 3 years. So I knew her through that, and we had been friends for years. And then when Seth wrote this, and we were, looking for a lead, we like decided to cast, and we were like going through all these people, and the whole time we were both like, but Betsy, right? It's Betsy, right? So she was like the clear choice. She's so funny. Everything that I could ever direct her into, she would take to like an even better level. She takes direction incredibly well, but is also, she can add that improvised element. I mean, and people haven't seen the episode Wi-Fi, but in that episode, like the whole interaction with the barista, it was like written, but then there were just like elements of it that we were like, just say whatever you want, and they'd be like, no cats, or just like something strange would come out and add so much. So yeah, I mean, she's just an incredible comedic actress, and it was so much fun to work with.
Yeah, she's definitely great. Seth, I had a question for you. So
Yeah.
you come from a drama writing background, and this is like just hysterical. And you wrote it by yourself, if I'm not mistaken, right?
So most of the plot points and ideas were things that I'd come up with myself, and then I would send scripts to Jackie, who would give me notes, and I would come back with. So it was collaborative in that sense, but I would say that I was the writer. Yeah.
I'll let
Okay.
him say it.
But no, I'm always just fascinated, especially with comedy writing. I mean, I think this is kind of cliche, but it's true. Like, comedy just seems so much more difficult to write than any other genre, and especially when you're writing alone, how do you know if something is funny? Like, if that can translate beyond your own
I think that
thoughts.
definitely true that it's much harder to write comedy than drama. I've found that in all my writing. And I think just having that sense of humor and confidence in the idea that it will work. I think sometimes you have an idealized image of what your script will look like when it's on screen. And I think with this web series, that idea often is what you see on the screen is better than what you write, is that's the intention. With Betsy's performance, she like so far exceeded what I could even hope for. So I think having an actor that you really can work with, who's just talented in their own right and can elevate the script, was huge for us, and especially bringing improv in such a big thing that like on set we would work through some ideas that I hadn't thought about, but in the moment you can work with and develop. And Betsy was really receptive to that, and she came with her own great ideas. So I think part of it is just what you write at yourself, but then when you're on set, there's a whole nother dynamic which can really elevate the humor. And it was just a little bit of both, where I felt really good about what was on the page.
Yeah, definitely. It was, like I said, I can't say enough good things about it. And I love how you're just kind of like plopped into her life immediately, and you're just in it, and you feel like you know her already, or you're identifying with her. She's either a friend or she's you.
Mm.
I mean, it was just like I just felt like I knew her when I was watching it. So just
I
all
think
across the board, just incredible.
I think the relatability was something that we really wanted to go with. We didn't want to go too outlandish where it felt like this couldn't be me as the viewer. And sort of how she works through her anxiety in the moment is something that we all go through every day, questioning our decisions and overthinking things. And I think that's just an idea that everyone understands. So it helps the humor itself. And it really just was the intention of the episodes.
Yeah, definitely. So one final thought with Slamdance. It's unfortunate that it's virtual this year. We can't all be in Park City, but I think I've been talking to other filmmakers, and we're kind of coming to the conclusion that so many more people are going to be able to see these incredible films and shorts and different experimental pieces. So I think that's a huge pro that so many people could around the world, and they're making it so accessible. Whereas some other, incredible festivals, it's not quite as accessible. Slamdance is doing it where it's $10 and you have on-demand streaming accessibility for a couple weeks there. I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are on the festival, and disappointing we can't be together, but at the same time, um, it's going to be blasted throughout the world where it normally wouldn't have been.
Yeah, I mean, I really am excited about. It is such a bummer that we can't obviously all be there, and we've met some people on these like online meetups that Slamdance has had so far, and it's there are people that I'd love to just be at a party with and naturally having a quick drink together. But it's incredibly exciting that I sent the tickets out to like all my friends and family, and they're all able to watch it. People that wouldn't normally be able to be at the festival with you are getting to go. Normally when you go to a festival, you have like 4 badges or something as the filmmaker, and our whole team is able to watch and tune in with their friends. So yeah, I mean it's virtual because the world is virtual right now, which is a bummer, but it is really cool how many people are going to get to see it. And the festival has been so open with us about ways to promote ourselves and ways to make sure that people are watching and any questions we have. So they've been really cool. They're really filmmakers festival, as they say. So yeah, that's been a really good element of it.
Great. And then just to wrap up, what is or is there a plan, for now is not the best time to have more episodes, because that's what I'm dying for. What is kind of the hope or the plan, or anything you're willing to share with us as an audience?
The hope is definitely for Jackie and I to do more episodes and hopefully maybe expand the length of them so we can go into more depth with the character and introduce new characters. Jackie and I have a doc where we've come up with episode ideas. It's constantly evolving. And there's just so many ideas on that doc that we would love to be able to shoot because we know that they would be great. And we're hoping
places you can put this character. we when we started to jam on this, we were suddenly like, oh my gosh, we could do so much with this.
And I think ideally with the exposure of Slamdance and all these other things, that someone will help us get to a point where we can make more episodes, but we would love to expand the Now Is Not the Best Time universe.
That's excellent. Well, thank you so much, Seth and Jackie, for taking the time. And definitely everyone needs to see the half-core episode of Now Is Not the Best Time at Slamdance. February 12th is when it kicks off. So very excited. I loved it. I can't wait to see more. I know I'm not going to be the only one who has these same feelings. So I have a good feeling about this, and I look forward to following your guys' career. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you,
for having
Kyler.
us.
And thank you, everyone.
I just want to also say that you can follow us on Instagram at Now Is Not the Best Time.
Awesome. So
the name of the show is the handle. So hopefully we'll have updates to post.
Excellent. I'll put a link for everyone to make sure they follow that. So yeah, I'll see you at the festival, I guess, in a few days. So take care, you guys.
Thank you
as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you.